पुत्रा वयं शृण्वन्तु अमृतस्य पुत्रा वयं शृण्वन्तु.
Namaste and greetings. Very warm welcome to all of you again today. Today we will be going through next set of 9 mantras. Mantras from number 82 till 90. Let us start with a prayer. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Harihi Om. So let us get started. So today's mantras, we are starting from 82. 82nd mantra is Om, Om, dṛpta-datta-viraktāyai, viraktāyai, namah, namah. Om, dṛpta-datta-viraktāyai, namah. Let's look at the meaning of each word. Dṛpta. Dṛpta means proud or arrogant. Dṛpta. It can also be taken to mean worldly. Worldly. When we say worldly, we don't mean to ridicule the world or see the world in a negative way. Here, when we say worldly, it means worldly tendencies such as arrogance, pride. Those who have worldly tendencies, which binds them into samsara, which binds them into suffering. So here, dṛpta, when we say, it should mean people who are having worldly tendencies. In the spiritual sense, you will say not pure tendencies. Some selfishness, pride, arrogance, like that. And these are not good for a spiritual aspirant, of course. Then datta. Datta means given or presented or offered. Viraktāyai. Virakta. Virakta means indifferent. Indifferent. Not bothered. Not bothered at all. In Hindi, dṛpta का अर्थ है अहंकार, अभिमान, घमंड, और दत्त का मतलब दान, दान देना, दान. विरक्त तो आप जानते ही हैं, विरक्त. So English meaning now is very clear. Salutations to her who is indifferent, virakta, to the offerings, datta, datta, by vain and worldly people, dṛpta, घमंडी, dṛpta, के दान, दत्ता, के प्रति विरक्त अम्मा को नमस्कार. Salutations to her who is indifferent to the offerings by vain and worldly people. घमंडी के दान के प्रति विरक्त अम्मा को नमस्कार. Now we have to understand here why it is said like that. Scriptures say whenever we offer something to God or Guru, it should be always with pure intentions. In Bhakti tradition, it is very commonly said that Bhagwan to bhav ke bhukhe hain. God is only wanting our bhava, our feeling. That is more important, because God doesn't need things or money, because everything is coming from God. It is all God's. सब कुछ ईश्वर का ही है, सब कुछ भगवान का ही है, तो भगवान को क्या अर्पित करें? लेकिन भगवान भाव के भूखे हैं. In Mahabharata, there is a beautiful anecdote, and this anecdote has been mentioned by Amma also in various satsangs, that Krishna was once invited by Duryodhana. Duryodhana was the Kaurava prince. They were against Pandavas. So Duryodhana invited Krishna for a feast, and he was trying to show his pride and arrogance by doing that. Krishna knew it, even though he did not say it explicitly, but Krishna understood why he was trying to do that. For his selfish interests, he was calling Krishna. And at the same time, Vidura, who was the minister in Dhritarashtra's court. So Vidura's wife, she was a devotee of Lord Krishna. And she also calls Krishna at the same time. And Krishna knows very well that Vidura is not so well off like Duryodhana. But he also knows that Vidura and Vidura's wife are so devoted. So Krishna does not go and take the feast at Duryodhana's palace. Rather, he goes to Vidura. There's a beautiful bhajan also on the same lines. सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई, दुर्योधन को मेवा त्याज्यो, साग विधुर घर खाई, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई. Beautiful bhajan, which basically means that highest engagement, like in before marriage we do the engagement, sagai it is called. The highest engagement is the one of pure love. And here we are talking about the relationship between the devotee and the Lord. सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई, दुर्योधन को मेवा त्याज्यो. So Lord Krishna, to illustrate this fact, now an example is given in the next line of the bhajan, that Krishna rejected the great feast of Duryodhana, Saga Vidhur Ghar Khai, but he instead preferred just some simple food. Sag basically means it's a leafy vegetable cooked by poor people, eaten by poor people. So he lovingly accepted to eat simple food at the house of Vidura rather than going to Duryodhana. So this shows that God is only wanting our selfless, pure love, nothing else. So same bhava is in this mantra. dṛpta-datta-viraktāyai namah. Salutations to Amma, who is indifferent to the offerings by vain and worldly people. अम्मा भी इसी तरह प्रेम की भूखी हैं. वास्तव में तो स्वयं प्रेम है. Amma is herself love. She is not really looking for it, but still, at the level of the devotee and Bhagwan, or devotee and Guru, she is only looking for that selfless, pure love. That is the only offering she wants. अम्मा सिर्फ वो प्रेम चाहती है हमसे, और कुछ नहीं. तो जहां घमंड होगा, जहां पे दंभ होगा, अभिमान होगा, वहां अम्मा विरक्त है. ठीक है, कोई दे रहा है, लेकिन अम्मा उसे सहर्ष स्वीकार नहीं करती. लेट्स लिसन टू द मंत्र विद द श्रुति. ओम दृप्तदत्तविरक्तायै नमः. ओम दृप्तदत्तविरक्तायै नमः. ओम दृप्तदत्तविरक्तायै नमः. Let's go to the next mantra now. Mantra number 83. Om namrārpita-bubhukṣave. See, the first ba is a normal, just a B. The next bha is B and an H. So be careful there. Bubhukṣave namah. Don't say bubhukṣave. It is not bubhukṣave. There is a difference in this ba and this bha. Om namrārpita-bubhukṣave namah. Bubhukṣave namah. Now let's look at the meaning. Namrārpita. It's a combination of two words, namra and arpita. Namra and arpita. Together they become namrārpita. So, namra means humility. Arpita means that which is offered. So, namrārpita means that which is offered with humility. जो विनम्रता से अर्पित किया गया हो, उसे कहते हैं नम्रार्पिता. बुभुक्षवे, भोक्तुम इच्छा इति बुभुक्षा, means a desire to eat or consume. That is called bubhuksha. So here the meaning is that Amma is accepting to consume or to eat or drink whatever is offered by devotees with humility. Amma is willing to consume that. Whatever is offered by devotees with humility. Not that she wants to eat whatever is offered. We know that she can stay without food easily up to 20 hours, 22 hours also. We have seen it so many times. But here it is all about that bhava. It is a continuation of the previous mantra actually. Continuation of that. Okay. So that is why when you see the English meaning, it is very clear now. Salutations to her who accepts the food offered by devotees with humility. Offered with humility. Namrārpita. Bubhukṣave means who is willing to consume or who is wanting to eat, who accepts. Food has been added in the meaning. The mantra doesn't say food. So don't just think it is the physical food items. Anything that is offered to Amma with love, with humility, Amma is ready to accept it. In Hindi, the meaning is written in a slightly different way. विनम्र भक्तों को देखने को उत्कंठित अम्मा को नमस्कार. Now this meaning is kind of a bhavartha, not shabdartha. It is not word to word meaning, but intended meaning in one way. What it says is that Amma, salutations to Amma, who is always keen to see humble devotees. Now again, it is not, as I said, it is not in line with or not exactly the word by word meaning, but even this meaning is okay. It is not that off. Because even to see humble devotees, Amma is always eager. That is true. Because they are offering their love, their feelings to Amma with love. And Amma is ready to consume. So when she is looking at them, when she is talking to them, she is basically consuming or accepting their love, their feelings. So that way, if we look at this meaning, it is okay, the Hindi meaning also, even though it's not a word by word meaning. विनम्र भक्तों को देखने को उत्कंठित कीन अम्मा को नमस्कार. And this is a picture. I'm just sharing this with you just to give you a feel of this mantra, or rather the previous two mantras. Om dṛpta-datta-viraktāyai namah. Om namrārpita-bubhukṣave namah. In fact, when this photograph was taken, I was right there by the side of Amma. This lady brought this coconut water. It was completely wrapped in a piece of newspaper. You can see in her left hand. And she brought it stealthily. Nobody noticed it. And then she offered this coconut water, and the security people and everybody was trying to stop Amma. But, she was very playfully wanting to drink that coconut water. And then later I asked Amma, why were you so eager to drink that coconut water? Amma smiled and said, that mother, that lady, had been bringing it for the past 30-40 years. And she's poor. And that one offering she brings with so much love and faith, Amma cannot reject it. There is so much love, faith, and dedication in it. And for that lady, it is nothing less than offering it to the Lord Krishna or Devi herself. You can see how she is holding the coconut in one hand and offering it to Amma. So that is the bhava of this mantra, but don't take it to be just a physical offering of food or anything. Anything that is offered to Amma with love, with humility, Amma is willing to accept. We'll play it 3 times. Om namrārpita-bubhukṣave namah. Om namrārpita-bubhukṣave namah. Om namrārpita-bubhukṣave namah. All right. The next mantra is Om utsṛṣṭa. Don't say utasṛṣṭa. Tatta is half. T. There is no A after T. Utsṛṣṭa. Bhogi-saṅgāyai. Saṅgāyai namah. Om utsṛṣṭa-bhogi-saṅgāyai namah. Okay. Now, what is the meaning one by one? Utsṛṣṭa. Utsṛṣṭa means not inclined or disinclined rather. Abandoned, disinclined. Different meanings in different contexts. Utsṛṣṭa. Bhogi. Bhogi means pleasure seekers, only wanting to consume and not offer. Hardcore consumerists, only wanting. Selfish people. Saṅgāyai. Sangha means company, in the association. So now let's look at the meaning. Salutations to her, salutations to Amma, who is disinclined, utsṛṣṭa, to be in the company of Sangha, company of pleasure seekers, pleasure mongers, selfish people. भोगी, विषयी लोगों, भोगी लोगों का संग त्यागती या उसके प्रति विरक्त अम्मा को नमस्कार. Now the opposite of this we will see in the next mantra. Let's listen to this mantra with Shruti. Om utsṛṣṭa-bhogi-saṅgāyai namaḥ. Om utsṛṣṭa-bhogi-saṅgāyai namaḥ. Om utsṛṣṭa-bhogi-saṅgāyai namaḥ. Mantra number 85. Now this is opposite of the previous one. Om yogi Sanga-riraṁsave namah. What does it mean? Yogi. It's referring to those who are not pleasure seekers, not pleasure mongers, not selfish people, not consumerists, but rather those who live a life of simplicity, who are dispassionate towards material luxuries. Not that they don't use material objects, but they are not selfish, they are not greedy, they discriminate. They live a life of moderation and meditation. Yogi. जो केवल अपने स्वार्थ के लिए भोग नहीं करते हैं, बल्कि एक सीधा साधा जीवन जीते हैं, विवेक और वैराग्य के साथ, समता के साथ, समचित्तता के साथ. ध्यान, भजन, ये सब उनके जीवन में रहता है. ऐसे लोग योगी. Yogi Sangha. Sangha means company. We saw it in the previous mantra also. Riraṁsave. It is kind of opposite of the previous mantra we saw. Utsṛṣṭa. Utsṛṣṭa was disinclined. Riraṁsave. Riraṁsave. Riraṁsu means one who cherishes or one who likes. So what is the meaning? Salutations to Amma who cherishes the company of yogis. योगियों के संग में आनंदित होती अम्मा को नमस्कार है. Let's listen to the mantra with the Shruti. Om yogi-saṅga-riraṁsave namah. Om yogi-saṅga-riraṁsave namah. Om yogi-saṅga-riraṁsave namah. Now please note that in the previous mantra it says utsṛṣṭa, okay? Utsṛṣṭa only means disinclined. It does not mean hatred. don't think that Amma hates the company of pleasure seekers. No, she accepts everybody. She accepts everybody. But she cherishes the company of yogis, those who live a simple life, a life of service to the society, a life of meditation, a life of discrimination, जहां सेवा हो, जिस व्यक्ति में सेवा का भाव हो, विनम्रता हो, सादगी हो, विवेक और वैराग्य हो, समता हो, ऐसे लोगों का संग अम्मा को बहुत पसंद है. योगी-saṅga-riraṁsave नमः. Let's go to the next mantra now. This is mantra number 86. All right. Om, Om, Abhinandita, Abhinandita, Danadi, Danadi, Shubha, Shubha, Karmabhivriddhaye, Karmabhivriddhaye, double the and dha, both D and DH. Karmabhivriddhaye, Namah, Namah. Om Abhinandita Danadi Shubha Karmabhivriddhaye Namah. Let's look at the meanings of the words. Abhinandita. Abhinandita means delighted, delighted or happy, to become happy. Danadi. Danadi. It is made with two words, dana and adi. Dana means charity, to give, charity. Adi means etc. Shubha. Shubha means auspicious, good. Shubha. Karma abhivriddhaye. Karma here means actions. So Shubha karma. Shubha karma means good actions. Shubha karma. Abhivriddhi. Abhivriddhi means enhancement or growth or increase. Increase. Now let's look at the English meaning. Salutations to her who encourages good actions like charity, etc. Good actions. Shubha karma. Shubha karma. Like charity, dana, etc. Adi. Dana, adi, danadi, charity, etc. One who encourages. Now this encourages comes from abhinandita. Delights, encourages. Sometimes used for thanking also. So all these meanings based on the context here, it means encourages. Abhinandita. And abhivriddhi means increase. So that also has to be added here. It's not written in English. Who encourages increased. Who encourages towards increasing good actions like charity, etc. So salutations to Amma who encourages increase in good actions like charity, etc. That more and more people should do such good actions. We should take up more and more good actions. Encouraging the increase of such shubha karma, good actions. In Hindi it says, दान आदि शुभ कर्मों की वृद्धि, वृद्धि मीन्स इंक्रीज, को प्रोत्साहित करती, प्रोत्साहित, अभिनंदित, एनकरेजेस अम्मा को नमस्कार. Let's listen to the mantra now with Om Abhinandit Danadi Shubha Karma Bhivriddhaye Namah. Om Abhinandit Danadi Shubha Karma Bhivriddhaye Namah. Om Abhinandita Danadi Shubha Karma Bhivriddhaye Namah. All right. Next mantra. This is mantra number 87. Om Abhivandita Nishesha Sthira Jangama Srishtaye Namah. Om Abhivandita Nishesha Sthira Jangama Srishtaye Namah. One by one, meanings. Abhivandita means respectful greeting, or we can say worshipping. Worshipping. Whatever you value most, you worship, right? So, worshipping. Nishesha means samasta, means entirely, completely, entirely, completely. Ashesha, same meaning as ashesha, completely, entirely. Sthira means immobile, immovable. Jangama means moving, movable, moving. Srishti means world, this creation. Now let's look at the meaning one by one. First, let's look at English. Om, English meaning, salutations to her who is worshipped by the sentient and insentient beings of the world. Samast charachara srishti dwara abhivandita amma ko namaskar. Sentient, this is coming from Jangama. Insentient, Sthira. Worshipped, Abhivandita. All should have been here. Nishesha, all. World, Srishti. In Hindi, Samasta comes from Nishesha. Charachara. Char or achar. Same meaning as Sthira and Jangama. Srishti द्वारा अभिवंदित पूजे जाने वाली अम्मा को नमस्कार. Now here a question may arise, a doubt may arise. What does it mean by saying that worshipped by sentient and insentient beings of the world? So we'll look into that, but before that, let me just make it clear. Even though English meaning is given as sentient and insentient, it is not really the right meaning. Hindi is much more better here, because Sthira only means immovable. It does not mean lifeless. It does not mean insentient. Like for example, tree. Tree is Sthira. Tree is immovable. But tree is also sentient. It is not insentient. Whereas on the other hand, let us say a moving bus or a car or a cycle, it is Jangama, but it is insentient. Right? So the right meaning is, according to the mantra, is movable and immovable. Sthira, Jangama, Charachara. Now, what does it mean that one who is worshipped by both sentient and insentient, or Charachara or Sthira and Jangama, movable and immovable? What does it mean? It is not that everybody is worshipping Amma. There are some people who don't worship Amma, or who don't think Amma is a guru, or who don't even know about Amma. So how is mantra saying that salutations to her who is worshipped by all? Because in one way, Sthira, Jangama, there are only two. So they have covered everything by all the beings, both movable and immovable. So what does it mean? So here we have to understand that the mantrakara, respected Ottur Unnikrishnan Namboodiripad, he has tried to bring in the both para and apara nature of the Divine Mother. Because Divine Mother is Prakriti, both lower Prakriti as well as the higher Prakriti. Lower Prakriti, apara Prakriti. Higher Prakriti, para Prakriti. Both. And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also mentions this to Arjuna, that Arjuna, as my inferior Prakriti or energy, apara Prakriti, I am earth, water, fire, air, space, mind, intellect and ego. Bhumirapo analo vayuhu kham mano buddhirevacha ahankar itiyam me bhinna prakritir ashtadha. I think it is the 4th verse of 7th chapter in Bhagavad Gita. And the very next verse, Krishna also says, but remember Arjuna, I have a superior energy, para prakriti. This is the Jiva Shakti. This is that energy due to which all the living beings in this world, they are sustained. Apareyam itstavanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabhaho yayedam dharyate jagata. And then Krishna says, know that all living beings are manifested by these two energies. These two energies, by these two energies, everything in this world manifests. And these are both lower Prakriti, the lower material energy, and the superior life energy. The vital energy. Both are mine. With both of these, this world is manifested. And I am the source of this entire creation, because these both are mine. And this whole creation dissolves into me again. So the point here, what I'm trying to say is that here, that Prakriti, para Prakriti, apara Prakriti, both, this mantra is attributed towards that. So all the movable and the immovable creatures, whatever they are valuing the most or worshipping, is part of this Prakriti. Even their very vital life energy is Prakriti, which is the Divine Mother. So whatever they cherish the most, all the beings, whether they are movable or immovable, they are worshipping the Prakriti. The Prakriti, the Divine Mother. And Amma is one with the Divine Mother. So, ultimately, they are worshipping Amma. Samasta charachar srishti dwara abhivandit Amma ko namaskar. That is why mantra says, salutations to her who is worshipped by the both movable as well as immovable beings of the world. Whether it is trees, whether it is plants, whether it is animals, all of these are manifestations of the lower inferior energy, apara Prakriti, and the higher, superior energy, para prakriti. And both these prakritis are belonging to God, to Lord. They are prakriti, they are divine mother. So ultimately, everybody is worshipping the divine mother. Let's listen to the mantra with the Shruti. Om Abhivandita Nishesha Sthira Jangama Srishtaye Namah. Om Abhivandita Nishesha Sthira Jangama Srishtaye Namah. Om Abhivandita Nishesha Sthira Jangama Srishtaye Namah. Okay, now mantra number 88. Om Protsahita Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Pravrittaye Namah. Om Protsahita Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Pravrittaye Namah. Okay, note that here two T's are there. Pravrittaye, so you have to give some stress here. Pravrittaye Namah. Let's look at the meaning. Protsahita means to encourage. To encourage. Brahma Vidya means spiritual knowledge, which leads to self-realization, which leads to end of all the suffering. जो विद्या ब्रह्म का बोध करवाए, जो विद्या स्वयं का बोध करवाए, जो विद्या ब्रह्म का बोध करवाए, जो विद्या सभी दुखों का अंत कर दे, उसे कहते हैं ब्रह्म विद्या. संप्रदाय means traditional guru disciple lineage or guru shishya parampara. Because this Brahma Vidya, this highest knowledge, self knowledge, this has been transmitted since the beginning of this creation, according to Sanatana Dharma, from guru to the disciple. From teacher, from master, self-realized master to the disciple. So this Guru Shishya Parampara, that is the Sampradaya which is referred to here. Pravrittaye means to be engaged in, to encourage something, to ensure the progress of something. When one becomes engaged in that, pravritti. Let's look at the meaning now. Salutations to her who encourages, protsahita, encourages the learning of Brahma Vidya, the self-knowledge, the science, here in English it has been added, the science of the absolute, the science of the self, the science of Brahma. The knowledge of Brahma, not Brahma, not the Trinity. We are not talking about Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Brahma means the highest, the self. Through the traditional guru-disciple lineage, sampradaya. संसार में ब्रह्म विद्या का प्रचार प्रसार करने में प्रवृत्त गुरु शिष्य परंपरा संप्रदाय को प्रोत्साहन देती अम्मा को नमस्कार. Please remember one thing, guru disciple lineage is not to be considered as an ordinary sampradaya or tradition. Sampradaya actually means tradition. But here, when we say sampradaya in this mantra, in this context, it means traditional guru-disciple lineage. Now, traditionally, there can be many things. There are many, many sampradayas, so to speak. But here we are specifically talking about guru-disciple lineage, guru-disciple, guru-shishya parampara. That is very, very unique. Brahma Vidya Sampradaya. That is very, very unique because here the guru and disciple, there is only one focus, and that is transmission of the self-knowledge from guru to the disciple, and disciple's focus is to absorb that knowledge through shravana, by listening to the guru intently, by manana, by contemplating on that deeply, and nididhyasana, by living that knowledge. So, this is not like some blind faith. It is not like blindly following some tradition. It is a very, very unique tradition which, in fact, questions everything, which goes deep into the truth of everything, beyond any biases, beyond any preconceived notions, to arrive at the final truth. So, salutations to that Amma who encourages the advancement, progress of this tradition of guru-disciple, so that this Brahma Vidya Sampradaya, so that this continuation of transmission of that self-knowledge can continue. उस अम्मा को नमस्कार है जो पूरा प्रोत्साहन देती हैं किसके लिए, कि ये संप्रदाय जो गुरु शिष्य परंपरा है, ब्रह्म विद्या को गुरु से शिष्य तक पहुंचाने की, वो इसी प्रकार से चलती रहे. Let's listen to the mantra with the Shruti. Om Protsahita Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Pravrittaye Namah. Om Protsahita Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Pravrittaye Namah. Om Protsahita Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Pravrittaye Namah. One more addition here. So, when we say that Amma is encouraging this tradition, it means all the activities, all the endeavors related to this Guru Shishya Parampara, all of that Amma is encouraging, Amma is promoting, Amma is supporting. All right. In fact, I must also say that, this is such a beautiful tradition. Even though India has lost many of its literature due to the plundering and loot by Mughal invaders, Britishers, such as Nalanda, which was burnt for so many days, that library. We have lost a lot of manuscripts. But even then, because of this guru-disciple relationship, this guru-shishya parampara, we have been able to withstand all those external forces. I doubt if any other culture or civilization would have been able to do that. So this tradition, this parampara is so important to Bharat, to India. And that is why today this knowledge we are able to share we are able to spread throughout the world, and many people all around the world have taken refuge to this great self-knowledge, Brahma Vidya. Many people are interested in it, and many people are learning, even though they are not from the Indian origin, because this is the knowledge of the self. This is not about any particular so-called religion. This is not about any commandments. This is not about any blind traditions. This is about the self. And everybody wants to know that. That is why this parampara, this tradition is so important to sustain it. And that is the work that Amma is doing. All right. Mantra number 89. Let's go one by one. Om. Om. Punarasadita. Punarasadita. Shrestha. Shrestha. Tapo vipina. Tapo vipina. Vrittaye. Vrittaye. Namah. Namah. Om Punarasadita. Shrestha. Tapo vipina. Vrittaye. Namah. Let's look at the meaning. Punah asadita. Two words. Punah and asadita. Punah means again. Asadita. Asadita means to obtain. To obtain. According to the context, it can also mean to spread or to extend. Asadita. Shrestha. Shrestha means here great. Great. Tapo vipina. Combination of tapaha and vipina. Tapaha means penance, austerity. It can also mean heat or fire, but here penance or austerity. Vipina. Vipina means forest, woods, forest. Right? Vrittaye, vritti. Vritti means mode of acting, vritti, or conducting, or behavior, or style, or nature, depending on the context again. So, what does it mean here? Let's look at the meaning and then try to reconcile. Salutations to her who brought back punarasadita, brought back again punarasadita, the great way of living of sages, the great way, shrestha, shrestha. Tapo vipina, living of sages who used to dwell in the forests. In ancient times in India, we always had this concept of 4 stages of life, 4 ashramas. Brahmacharya ashrama, approximately first 25 years of your life when you stay with your guru and attain knowledge, both worldly as well as spiritual. Then next 25 years, grahastha ashrama, a married life. The next 25 years, vanaprastha, when you go into the forests and live a life of seclusion, contemplation, meditation. And then sannyasa, where you renounce all worldly attachments. So that was a tradition. Nowadays, in the modern days, of course, that is not happening in majority cases. But still then, to sustain that tradition of 4 stages, that ashrama life, Why has Amma created the ashrama? Ashrama is there for people to get away from the worldly attachments, to get away from the sufferings, and then go deeper in their own self, be of use to the society by doing selfless service. That is what ashrama is for. So that whatever sages used to do, or whatever people used to do by leading life of contemplation and seclusion in the forests and then taking sannyasa, the last two phases of the life. Because brahmacharya and grihastha almost everybody is doing. They are attaining knowledge. They're going to school, college, whatever. Not exactly like it used to be in earlier days, but to some extent. And then grihastha also, people are getting married. But the later two stages of life, vanaprastha and sannyasa, for that ashrama is there nowadays, because it's not practical, or it's not conducive anymore to retire to the forests and do your penance and do your sadhana. The times have changed. So according to the time, the arrangements have changed. So the ashrama is there to serve as that place where you can lead a life of vanaprastha and sannyasa. And of course, in Sanatana Dharma, there is no compulsion that you have to go through grihastha and vanaprastha. You can directly take sannyasa life also. So the ashrama is meant for that. So in this mantra, it is what is intended to say is that salutations to that Amma who is bringing back the great way of living of the sages of the forests. Means who is providing all the necessary things where people can lead a life of contemplation, where people can lead a life of selfless service, where people can get time and energy to go beyond worldly attachments, to go beyond anger, greed, jealousy, such negative emotions. Right? So, ashrama, Amma has been telling many times, this is the place where you come and you put your maximum effort to attain the highest in life. जहां आप श्रम कर सकें, जहां आकर आप श्रम कर सकें, सबसे बड़ा श्रम जिससे आप जीवन के सबसे महत्वपूर्ण लक्ष्य को, मोक्ष को प्राप्त कर सकें. To attain the highest self-realization, moksha. So, this is a place where you can do tapas, austerity, penance, swadhyaya, contemplation, self-studying, self-analysis, yama, niyama, tapa, swadhyaya. Sadhana pada, if you remember Yoga Sutras, tapa, swadhyaya, ishwar pranidhanani, kriya yoga. So all those things you can do in the ashrama. Just imagine if Amma had not made this ashrama, thousands of people who are today living in ashrama, whether in Amritapuri ashrama or in any of the branches, they would not have been able to do their sadhana. They would not have been able to do so much of selfless service. They would not have been able to transform their lives. And the very fact that Amma has created this space for us, the sacred space, so to say. You have these sacred spaces in the airports, advertisements, not those. The real sacred space is Amma's ashrams. The real sacred space. So Amma has created these sacred spaces for us so that we can lead a life of renunciation, we can lead a life of contemplation, we can lead a life of selfless service. Punarasadita Shrestha Tapo Vipina Vrittaye Namah. And for this, Amma has toiled day in and day out. Amma has sacrificed so much. Her life is a sacrifice for us. So here Tapo-vipina should not be thought of as only living in the forests. That is just the word meaning. Intended meaning is not that. So to create a sacred space, I bow down to Amma, I salute Amma who has created those sacred spaces for us, who has given us everything so that we can lead such lives and attain the highest in life, where we can learn how to be discriminative, viveka, how to practice non-attachment towards the attractions and desires. Not that non-attachment, I don't mean, abandoning one's responsibilities in the world. No. Non-attachment to the unreal, vairagya, to the desires, attractions, which are all our mental projections. So viveka, vairagya, where we can practice these, that is the sacred space, where we can practice shamadama, uparati, titiksha, shraddha, samadhana, all those shat sampat, where we can practice tranquility, where we can train our senses, where we can withdraw from the external world, the desires, where we can practice forbearance, where we can practice faith, where we can increase our focus, where we can enhance our mumukshutva, मोक्ष की इच्छा को जहां हम प्रबल कर पाए, ऐसा आश्रम, ऐसा तपोस्थल जो अम्मा ने हमें दिया है, वही है तपो विपिना। तो इस मंत्र का अर्थ ऐसा नहीं लगाना चाहिए कि जंगल में जाके करने के लिए, वो इसका शाब्दिक अर्थ है। भावार्थ इस प्रकार से है जो मैंने अभी बताया। ओके, होप दैट इज क्लियर। सो इंग्लिश मीनिंग इज salutations to her who brought back the great way of living of the sages of the forests. श्रेष्ठ तपो वनवास वृत्ति को पुनः स्थापित करती अम्मा को नमस्कार. In fact, some of Amma's ashrams are like beautiful forests. We know. अम्मा के बहुत सारे आश्रम ऐसे हैं जहां लगता है सच में आप बहुत एक शांत एक जंगल में आ गए हैं, बिल्कुल शांति होती है वहां पे, और जानवरों का डर नहीं होता, एंड यू डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट वाइल्ड एनिमल्स कमिंग एंड पाउंसिंग ऑन यू. सो अम्मा हैज क्रिएटेड दोस सेक्रेड स्पेसेस फॉर अस. लेट्स लिसन टू द मंत्र 3 times. ओम पुनरासादित श्रेष्ठ तपो विपिन वृत्तये नमः. ओम पुनरासादित श्रेष्ठ तपो विपिन वृत्तये नमः. ओम पुनरासादित श्रेष्ठ तपो विपिन वृत्तये नमः. All right. So last mantra for the day. Om Om Bhuyo Bhuyo Gurukulavasa Gurukulavasa शिक्षणोत्सुक शिक्षणोत्सुक मेधसे मेधसे नमः नमः. ओम भूयो गुरुकुलावास शिक्षणोत्सुक मेधसे नमः. This one may be slightly difficult for some of you. I will pronounce it again. Gurukulavasa. Not Gurakulavasa. Some people say Gurakulavasa. No. Gurukulavasa. Gurukulavasa. Shikshanotsuka. Shikshanotsuka. Na is retroflex. N with the dot below. Shikshanotsuka. Now let's look at the meaning. Bhuya. Bhuya means again. Again. Gurukulavasa. Gurukulavasa means living in the Gurukula. Living in the Gurukula. Gurukula, as most of you may know, Gurukula is where Guru resides. Gurukula. Where Guru resides. So in ancient days, during the Brahmacharya ashram, the first few years of the life, when pupils used to, or the people used to had to attain knowledge, like a student life, they used to live with the Guru. So it was called Gurukula. Gurukula Sampradaya. Gurukula Vasa, living in the Gurukula. Shikshanotsuka. Shikshanotsuka. So here, Shikshana and Utsuka, two words combined. Shikshana and Utsuka. Shikshana means teaching or learning. Teaching here in this context. Both can be taken. Shikshana. Utsuka. Utsuka means very keen. Very keen. Medhase. Medhas. Medhas means, depending on the context, it can mean intelligence, it can mean wisdom. Sometimes it also means sacrifice. Okay. So now let's look at the meaning. English. Salutations to her, Amma, who is keen, utsuka, keen, on re-establishing, bhuya, again, the Gurukula way of education, Gurukulavasa, because living in the Gurukula, what was the intention? The intention was to gain knowledge, education. So Gurukula way of education, not just to live in Gurukula. The whole purpose of living with the Guru is to gain knowledge. The whole purpose of living with the Guru is to gain knowledge. Not just to physically live with the Guru. It is to gain knowledge, to gain the wisdom that Guru is providing. Hindi, गुरुकुल में रहते हुए विद्याध्ययन, वेरी गुड, विद्याध्ययन, अटेनिंग द नॉलेज, करने की शिक्षा पद्धति, शिक्षा पद्धति को फिर से, अब वो शिक्षा पद्धति में पढ़ाना भी आ गया और पढ़ना भी आ गया, बोथ टीचिंग एंड लर्निंग को फिर से स्थापित करने में उत्सुक, फिर से, भूय मैं उत्सुक अम्मा को नमस्कार. Now here that meaning medhas has not come, the meaning has not come, but you can add it. Salutations to her who is intelligent and has the wisdom to re-establish the Gurukula way of education and is keen towards it. You can also take the other meaning, that salutations to her who has done all the sacrifices to ensure the re-establishment of Gurukula way of education and is keen towards it. तो मेधस का दोनों अर्थ ले सकते हैं कि उस अम्मा को नमस्कार है जिन्होंने अपनी बुद्धि के द्वारा इस शिक्षा पद्धति को, इस विद्या अध्ययन करने की शिक्षा पद्धति को फिर से पुनः स्थापित किया है और उसमें उत्सुक हैं. और ये भी अर्थ ले सकते हैं कि उस अम्मा को नमस्कार है जिसने इस विद्या अध्ययन करने की शिक्षा पद्धति को पुनः स्थापित करने के लिए बहुत बलिदान दिया है, अपना पूरा जीवन अर्पित कर दिया है उसके लिए. Both meanings can be taken. Now let's listen to the mantra with the Shruti. Om Bhuyo Gurukulavasa Shikshanotsuka Medhase Namah. Om Bhuyo Gurukulavasa Shikshanotsuka Medhase Namah.
ॐ भूयो गुरुकुलावास शिक्षणोत्सुकमेधसे नमः।
All right, so we have finished today's 9 mantras. We will meet again next time with mantras starting from 91 to 99. We are almost towards the end of 108 mantras. With Amma's blessings, do please send your comments on the videos. Do let me know how it is helping you. And do let me know in what way has it intensified your sadhana. Whenever you chant now, what is it that you feel? We'll meet soon again. Om Amriteshwari Namah.
तस्य पुत्रा वयं शृण्वन्तु